Hey YouTube, coming at you with a Great League Remix team that I put together. So I started, what did I start with? I started two Pokemon that actually didn't make sense together. I started with Ariados and Carbink. And it was basically, um, Ariados I know has a lot of play in a lot of these metas now. Um, it was like a top 6 Pokemon used in the Play Pokemon Championship at the last regional. So I was like, yep, let's test it out. And then I was like, okay, I know it's glossy. I need something bulky. And I was looking through my list. I'm like, I know Carbink is still a top ranked Pokemon in the Open Great League and just, I think, pretty well ranked in the REMIX. But I have not used it yet this season. Let's use it. I ran with Rock Slide the first couple games you're going to see. And then I'm like, oh yeah, Power Gem is the actual move you should use now. So let's use that. So then I was like, okay, great. I don't have anything for Steels. Steels is going to be a bit of a problem here because I have everything resisted on the Ariados and everything resisted on the Carbink. So then I just put in, so I was looking at like Mud Boys, just like pure ground or stuff to beat Steel. But I decided to go with Sableye because I'm like, I need a safe swap on this team. And I don't think that like a Mud Boy is a good safe swap. So I went with Sableye as a safe swap. And I did very, very well. It does take some jumping around. For example, right off the bat, we have a Steel. So I come in here with Sableye, going to shield it up probably because I need to keep this alive to a certain extent to kind of deal with that. Get hit, which I don't normally, I would actually never recommend shielding that move up because you don't know if like a fairy comes in and just punishes you anyways, you lose a shield and then just get dominated on the switch. But as you can see, I am fighting for switch real hard because I know I need some foul plays for that Pokemon. So if that Pokemon comes back in, Fortress, I'll throw it. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't bank that. Going to throw one foul play and then get out into the Ariados and bank at least one so I can chip it with one. Because what I found with Carbink is even in bad matchups, if you chip it, those rock throws do add up, and you unless it's like a Mud Boy or something, which is hitting like easy, super effective against you, a lot of the time you can just out rock throw your opponent, even if in a bad matchup. So took this thing pretty low. They get a Weather Ball, take me out, a Rock Weather Ball. So come in Carbink. And again, here's what I'm talking about. Oh, well, this is actually, sorry, they're half bug. So that's why this one matchup went a little easier. Fortress is half bug. So I am chipping quite a lot with these rock throws because it is neutral. Half steel, half bug. So do that, snipe the rest with the foul play here, which I banked earlier. So this will take out a couple claws to put it within rock throw range, and then rock throw to take it out. So getting out of what was a pretty tough lead. Nidoqueen, both of our poisons are resisted. My lunge is resisted, so I'm just going to have to go neutral Trailblaze. So Trailblaze giving you some coverage against ground type Pokemon here. I am going to shield because Earth Power would really hurt. So I am going to commit the shield knowing that I'm going to, if they go Earth Power, I can probably, it'll be close to the third move who actually gets to it. I think we're going to get to it like very similar timing. Yeah. Very, very similar timing. So I get to it and get a third Trailblaze off. And the good news is that's already a double boosted Trailblaze. So now I'm triple boosted and this thing is so spammy. This was what makes this thing really tricky to go against. Lunge lowers your attack, Trailblaze. Lunge lowers your opponent's attack, Trailblaze boosts your attack. And you get to both of them in like 5. So it's very, very deadly that you can just do that. So then I line with the Carbink. Only 2 of them have get out into a Clefable. So that is fine. I would rather see the Clefable on the Carbink than on my Sableye. So I am 100% staying in. Just going to throw the Moonblast. It is the better... Is it the better damage per energy move at this point over Power Jump? Because I know Power Jump got buffed. I still think Moonblast is a pretty solid move. So I think it's a better damage per energy. But let me just confirm. Because I went Moonblast every time, assuming it has a better damage per energy. And now I actually want to confirm that. No. Oh, yes, it does. 2.2 compared to 2.04. Power Gem, 50 for 102, 2.04. Moonblast, 60 for 132, 2.2. So yeah, neutral situations, if you're going to get one move off, get the Moonblast off. So now take out the Golisopod there. So good lead here. So Mud Boy. So I had a great lead. I remember misplaying this whole matchup. Had a great lead. So my initial thought was Mudshot got nerfed, so they are not going to outpace me here. I'm going to outpace them. So I will always be able to get to the moves first and throw them first and take them out. So my thought process was just stay here. You can then align your Carbink on their fairy, and then we'll see whatever's in the back. I'm assuming it's another Mud Boy. So now I'm worried about a catch, and now it's a Bastion. So what I think I should have done is save this energy and just go straight Sableye. The problem is Carbink has no matchup here. So then I'm like, okay, let's just stay in here, chip this, and then low enough that I can get here. But then I'm like, what am I doing? The Clefable is still alive. And at this point, I'm just like, oh, I completely messed up this game. So I'm now aligning my Sableye against their Clefable. So if you're looking at this, this is an example of like overthinking. And now they got their Whiscash on my Carbink and their Clefable on my Sableye. That is how you take what is a great lead and turn it into a disaster of a matchup. And it honestly just came down to like almost overthinking. Thinking like, oh yeah, I could take it out. But the switch timer is now 50 seconds. That 50-second switch timer really kills you because they can get out so quickly now that by the time I got to, they threw 2 moves, I threw 2 moves. By the time I get to the third move, they're already out into their next Pokemon. So, what I probably should have done, I don't mind actually staying in. I think I did it a quarter right, half right. I don't mind staying in with the Ariados and getting to the Trailblades because you can grab a shield immediately with that on the Whiscash, take them out with a double super effective Trailblaze, or grab a shield from them. And then once they grab the shield, I should probably come Sableye. That being said, their back Pokemon were Bastiodon and a Whiscash, which means Carbink in the back had no play anyways. So even if I took out the Whiscash with the Sableye, the Clefable comes back in, and then I get the Ariados on the Clefable, they still have a Bastiodon in the back for Carbink and Ariados, which is going to be a bad matchup for me. So lead here, they're staying in. Moonblast is resisted, but like I said, it does like 132 damage plus here, so it's still going to do a ton. I know I can just outpace to the next move anyway, so I just stay in, take that Moonblast, boost my attack, and again, it's a Bastiodon, and I don't have Carbink's got a terrible matchup, so I just need to stay in. I'll chip here, I'll get the Sableye on this, and then we'll go from there. So out comes the Sableye. I'm using Purified Sableye because of it's a better save swap. This video this afternoon will be an event coverage video for Halloween Part 2. But did Content Creator put this team out? It did not register to me that I just saw the same team twice in a row. It is a Bastiodon, Whiscash in the back with Clefable on the front. I'm guessing some content creator put it out because 2 people are not unique enough to come out with this on their own, like objectively. So I now have to stay in this matchup because, you know, I would have a better matchup here with the Carbink against the Bastiodon than I would have it against the Whiscash. So yes, it is resisted Rock Throws and Moonblasts, but they're only doing neutral to me. And kind of like I said, even in bad matchups, you can just kind of out Rock Throw your opponent. And that's kind of what you're seeing here. You can take damage. Moonblast resisted, Rock Throw resisted, but like look at the damage is adding up, right? We are now down to the red, just doing resisted movesets. And I'm taking now a second move from Bastiodon with ease. And I'm just going to probably just throw the Power Gem because they're going to have to shield because they're already in the red. So I can very easily just take this matchup, probably instant swap, force some energy here or get to a move and take them out. So you can get around it if you just don't play like garbage. Gallade. So good lead. Yes, Psycho Cut is super effective, but it is just Psycho Cut and they only have Leaf Blade in close combat, which are both resisted. They throw the Leaf Blade, which is resisted, and they catch a lunge on an Umbreon, which is super effective. So we take that, and while doing that, they absolutely just kill themselves because Carbink is going to be an insane answer. Foul Play resisted by the Fairy. Last Resort resisted by the Rock. So basically, I'm coming out with almost 100 energy here. That is my goal. I actually throw a move. Given how low they are and how little these moves are doing. Oh, they do get out. Okay. I was like, I remember throwing a move. Yeah, it's because they got out. Otherwise, I probably should have just farmed down there. And now get the Quillfish aligned on my Sableye. Poison Sting is resisted. Aqua Tail will be neutral. So I'll probably... I can live this, and then Poison is resisted. So I should be able to come out with some moves and then get the Last Resort off on the Umbreon that is going to probably come back in. Yeah, so Poison resisted. Easy, just farm down. It takes me low, but come get the move. Last Resort. This will take out or grab a shield. It does take out. Couple super effective claws. At this point, I'm just coming in here knowing that all the moveset are resisted. They can close combat me and lower their defense substantially. Or I can just dominate this matchup here. My opponent is not hard counter, but it was a pretty tough matchup all around. And they are still shielding, hoping that maybe in the back they can like... I'm double weak to fighting and they can like bait twice and then land a close combat. But no, they've already seen my Carbink. My Carbink already has energy gone from it, or health gone from it. So I could let this go. I could live. It is a super effective Leaf Blade. They do have 2. I have 2 shields, so we're just wasting some time here. But yeah, is that... Oh, I started my thought about, I mentioned this afternoon is going to be the Halloween Cup coverage. Tomorrow morning, and we'll talk about emojis in a second. This is kind of a neutral lead because I have a super effective grass move, but the mud slaps are neutral and the poison stings are resisted. I'll probably grab a shield here, which is why I'm baiting because they're so glossy. They're going to have to shield everything. And maybe live and maybe get to another move. Okay, sorry. I'll talk about my other video and emojis at the end of this video. So let's try and stick to the matchups. So this time I'm going to go Trailblaze. I could... Lunge is a little riskier because if they don't shield, it doesn't take out. Whereas just like grab the second shield. I'm fighting for Switch real hard for some reason. I don't remember why I was fighting for so hard. They catch on a Weezing, which is a fairy. So coming in here, and again, well, I don't need to overfarm a ton. I would actually probably think I was going to throw pretty fast, but they just threw a Brutal Swing, which means if you're throwing a Brutal Swing into a fairy, you probably have Overheat as your second move. So now it comes, now, yeah, that's just starting to recognize, right? If they had Play Roughs, I would probably throw faster. However, they're throwing Brutal Swings, which means they're running Brutal Swing, Overheat, which are both resisted by me. So I'm going to come out with a little more energy. That being said, not enough to deal with the Golurk. And unfortunately for me, it is their own Carbink in the back. Return and Foul Play, both resisted as they are on the same like type moves on the Umbreon, normal and dark. So I'm just trying to chip with the Foul Plays, maybe trying to burn some Switch Clock. The claws are neutral, right? The claws are neutral, so those are adding up. But if they take me out here with the Moonblast, now I do not have enough health to outlast these 2 Pokemon. So I'm going to lose here. So yeah, you probably could make this team a little better because, like, again, Carbink, Bastiodon, Mudboys, you have the Trailblazer or Ariados, but there's just a lot that, like, steals. There's a lot that Ariados and Carbink can't combo together. I just wanted to test both of them because I think they're both pretty good. And I did well with this team, right? Those are the only 2 losses out of the 10 matchups I had. I think I went like 8-2 something, even though the team does not make sense. So staying in here, Lunge is super effective. I'll probably get to the next one before they get to a move. Their attack is lower, so I'm not too worried about this first Brutal Swing, but Ariados is glassy. But we will take this out or grab a shield. I think both are okay, quite honestly. I'm actually happy that I won switch here because I'm not surprised by this. I'm just lunging them because I know I have to align Sableye this, and I just, even though it's not going to do a lot of damage, I'd rather just have their attack lowered so it doesn't do as much on Sableye. With that said, they actually have Earthquake. I assumed Psychic Fang's Crunch or Breaking Swipe. I got Earthquake, so that actually does a ton more damage than I would have liked to take on Sableye here. That's just like when you're prepping for the recommended moveset, but they don't throw the recommended moveset. And now that allows me to put this thing low enough that if they throw a move here, which I think I remember them doing, I can probably just let this go and come Carbink and just Rock Throw. It is a Psychic Fangs, which is resisted, and I get the full Rock Throw down. What do you have left? A Decidueye, which is a grass Pokemon, so that will hit super effective, but it's Decidueye, so it's probably pretty glassy. Plus, I got 2 shields, so I should just be able to Rock Throw this. I was going to shield just because Decidueye is pretty attack heavy, so if it is like a grass type move, I would rather not take a super effective hard hitting grass type move. Typhlosion, terrible lead. Gotta come Sableye because you cannot come Carbink because they probably have an answer for Carbink. They have an answer apparently for Sableye as well. But they do not fight for switch here and they let this go. I remember this. So they let this go, which immediately, as soon as they let this go, instant shield. You have a terrible matchup with Ariados. You have an amazing matchup with Carbink as a rock thrower in the back. Once they let that return go, 1,000,000% you take that switch. They come in here and allow me to get a foul play off, which is great because this will chip too. Or grab a shield, right? And so they are throwing here. Worried about these claws adding up in another move. Thunder Punch, that's fine. Get the Carbink on here. Don't need to worry about the Blast Burn because that is resisted. Or non-step Thunder Punch because I am super tanky. So they do go resisted Blast Burn. And what is in the back? A Wheezing. So yes, my charge moves are resisted. But at this point, just stay in here, lower their attack, and just neutral Poison Sting them. Lowering their attack so that maybe I don't get taken out. But they overheat. Which with a lunge and now an overheat, these moves are going to do nothing. And I think they're just trying to burn the switch clock out at this point. I think they're just trying to spam some brutal swings to burn the switch clock. So I'm going to be aware of that. I'm just going to... They want to keep this thing alive because the Typhlosion has no matchup against Carbink. So they're going to shield. That's why I threw that move there. Because their Typhlosion has absolutely no matchup against Carbink. So they need to keep that alive. So no, we're going to force that shield there. And again, Galarian Wheezing showing up everywhere this season, which is crazy. There it is. I think this is maybe the last battle, minute 50 left, and then we'll talk about emojis and tomorrow's video, which is kind of a fun one for me. It's just a regular team, but it's a fun team for me, and it relates to emojis in a second. I'll talk about that. Okay, they get off a resisted play rough. I'm going Trailblaze this time to boost my attack to maybe out Poison Sting them down. And they give up switch and come into Go Lurk. So I am going to immediately just grab a shield or take this out. With Go Lurk, Shadow Go Lurks, there's like a argument that you should bait every single time because they're so glassy. They are likely to shield pretty much everything. They put themselves in a really tricky situation if they let that move go and it just like one shots and then you're just down to 2 Pokemon again. So... I may shield. I'm reading double ground or double ghost in the back, which is why I'm shielding, right? Yeah, and it is another ghost because you have a ghost coming in here and you have a fairy on the front. So when you see that, you should be like kind of ringing in your head like, oh, okay. Ghost, pull out a dark, punish it with a fairy, and then have this go. So they do get to 2 brutal swings, which take both Pokemon out. And now it is, you're just going to see the strength of these rock throws, resisted rock throws, really adding up. It is there have ground. Rock throws are resisted. Shadow Ball neutral, but just being able to take all this damage. Carbink, really strong option. Take that out and just rock throw down for the win. So Carbink is really, really strong. Ariados is strong as well. Again, maybe not on the same team for all the flaws that I just kind of mentioned. Steel's the problem. Ground is a problem. Stuff like that. But yeah, good overall. So I have a couple things. One, memberships are live. I think there are 7 of you. I might as well just give you a shout out as a thank you. So let me just find this stuff. Memberships. It comes up as some come up as your name, like Patchy Pack is at Kate every time I see their name written as like on my channel when because they comment all the time is Kate's Cole, but Patchy Pack is their header. So oh boy, I apologize if I mispronounce all these. Castle with a K, Apex Arms, John Wag, Patchy Patch or Kate's Cole, Agus Learns PvP, Zekan Rush Low or Try and Error is their @ handle, and Ace Ranchura or Mumbo Sauce for. Thank you all for the memberships. So those are live. So I guess 2 things with that. So the basic first level, which everyone gets, if you go to level 2, you get all the perks of level 1, is a lot of basic YouTube stuff, emojis, badges, and then I've committed to doing like a live stream. I think my first live stream, because I get the November 11th off for Remembrance Day here in Canada, and it's a Monday. So maybe I'm going to live stream during the day. I'll kind of throw it out there, but it will be a members only live stream. So as a benefit for that. So even though we might not have the problem with the members only live stream, we only have 7 members, maybe they can't make it. I may be streaming to like 2 people, right? But we're starting up here. So members live stream, got to figure out how to do all that. But I asked on my channel on like the community page. Wow, community tab page or something like that, whatever it's called. Emojis is an option for the first level. I tried doing 2 on my own. And they were like taking a screenshot of like my head saying like, oh man, or come on man, whatever I normally say. And then one is me, like people are like, dunk on the hoop. I'm like, I did that as a short. Like go check out the shorts, you'll see me dunk on the hoop. So I had like one of those, like nailed it. And then I realized like, oh, I'm really bad at this. So I called out for people to help, and like 3 people messaged me saying like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. I'm like, yes, please. Thank you. So I'll have a bunch of emojis coming soon for members. Why I'm like, how does this relate to a video? One of the people who reached out to me, they said that they would do your custom emojis would be replacing, supplementing the standard one. Here's an idea. Going with your favorite Pokemon, happy, angry, or like rest in peace, dead. And they said Togedemaru. I'm like, great. Here's FYI, here's all like the old Pokemon that I used to use. Kanto Ninetales, Swampert, Sableye, Togedemaru are like my go-to. And then I was like, there's a 5th that I'm missing. And I'm like, you know what? Greatly Remix, let's use these Pokemon. Let's use some of my go-to ones. So it's a Kanto Ninetales, Shadow Sableye, and my 3rd one that I finally remembered is Lickitung. And I have used Lickitung as the XL Pokemon for years on this channel. So if Lickitung was my go-to save swap for years and years and years. So Lickitung is the 5th I put in that. Anyways, so tomorrow, because this afternoon will be the Halloween Cup Part 2 analysis. Tomorrow morning, on the lookout for Kanto Ninetales, Lickitung, Sableye. And then I'll have one more. Maybe I'll check the viewers submitted if anyone submitted viewers battles that they want me to showcase. And again, if I see any viewers submitted with, I'll give priority to those in members. So that is it. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.